Recording in progress.
Okay. Welcome. Thank you for joining for our last minute change of schedule, our Wednesdays for April, between schedule change and also like suddenly dipping off social media. I'm glad anybody is here at all. So thank you both for being here and anybody who floats in and anybody who watches this later. Um, I am bringing, a lot of like grief and air into today's practice. That's kind of my mood and things I've been moving through this week. And in thinking of like what to draw resource from in my practice, this idea of like the mothers of change have really been sticky. Thinking of both Ma Harriet and Ọya, the Orisha, the Yoruba Orisha, who's like the mother of change, of graveyards or cemetery gates, or like your last breath, that like portal between life and death. And in thinking of, what parts of this like swirling of chaos and community and joy and collapse, all of the things that are moving around us and shifting, how can we like, or how can I, is the question I've been asking or exploring really, like harness my winds? How can I feel the winds that are moving through me? How can I understand how to breathe them in and move with it and to really like become the storm? Some of Oya's power, she like in some of the different depictions of her, like she can, have like thunder and lightning from her eyes, and like it can be kind of just angry depictions. I was doing a lot of research today, and somebody put it so well, and they were just saying like a lot of diasporic depictions can be just angry of Oya or just limited, but there's so much of like a wealth of power and sincerity and connection in that sort of being the wind. And when we think of Ma Harriet, we use like the moon as a association with her quite frequently in this session. We'll use moonlight or we'll do visuals with the moon. And I was thinking of, Oya as a shapeshifter and Harriet as the moon, as like a tide shaper, as someone who is light of the sun and like something so like critical that's of the earth and separate from the earth, like, and that moves the waters that shape our world, you know? So a lot of just swirling thoughts, but we haven't had the session in so long, and I was so excited to get back that I figured I'd just start talking and see what came out. And this is what's coming out, so I'm glad it's on theme. But yeah, I feel today I wanted to just settle into a bit of practice. We will open up with just grounding, the invocation mantra, everything will be in the chat. Uh, and we'll move through a song for Oya, a Lukumi song, and as our spiritual today. And the invitation, there'll be like some visualizations. We'll work with wind today, which I don't think we've worked with in a while. We did in the bells this past week, but I feel like we've been on water and earth and fire for a while, but we haven't dived into wind. Dove into wind too much lately, which is probably indicative of something in me. So we're exploring wind, and we'll invite motion if you'd like to, or just the energy of motion later, some movement, and then we'll close out with reflections, or just some time and a little sound bath in the middle. But for now, I invite you just to settle into wherever you are, finding a posture, laying down, moving, sitting. Perhaps you're stretching or doing some task. Even while you do that, you might take a moment just to breathe in and out. Just invite your whole self into this space, joining your body exactly where you are right now. You might feel the weight of your clothes against you, the temperature of the air around you. Perhaps you notice any sounds you can hear, any lingering tastes on the tongue. Before we do anything at all, just the invitation to notice how you feel. What do you need right now? May that be our anchor and our guide today. That shifting, ever becoming need. Wherever you are, I invite you to perhaps invite a little softening into the body. You might explore what it feels to soften the shoulders, neck, and jaw. Any stretching that's being asked, or massage we might offer ourselves. Offering a little softness to our midsection. You might notice how our low back, our spine, our belly is feeling. And just take a moment to see if you can really let the skin of your stomach release. No holding. And you feel the base of your spine rooting into your pelvis. And bringing our awareness down into the low body. See if we can offer some softness into the glutes, inner thighs, any clenching or tension. Anything ready to be released. We just open the door without expectation. Anywhere pain or discomfort arises, we might offer witnessing, noting that pain can be an indicator of where we might direct our care, rather than a reason to spin a narrative of shame. We'll take just a couple more breaths here, breathing in and out at your own pace, letting even the feeling, the rhythm of your breath be communication from your body, be the beginning of tapping in to your own winds. If my breath were the sky, what would it look like right now? Would it be stormy? Would it be, super windy? Would there be rain clouds? Would it be a slow, warm breeze? Or empty, cool? We'll open up our practice with well, I guess practice is open, but we'll move into our invocation mantra to open up the space and invite Ma Harriet in formally. I'll put it in the chat of Om Ma Harriet Soha and sing it in a 4-line repeating refrain. We'll sing it just for a minute or two today, opening up this space. And as we sing it, really this is a chance to kind of sink into your own voice, the like sonic quality of the winds. The winds are not just some like they're physical and they're also something you can hear. They howl. And so today, as we explore wind throughout this practice and like embody a little bit of Oya and Ma Harriet in this way, we can take up the invitation if it feels good to, really let your imagination and your dreaming, like the dreaming part of abolition, carry you in this practice. Let yourself, if you can, fall into possibility rather than the familiar confines of impossibility. That's my like mad liberation lens of just being a little nut who goes cuckoo in their own cave. I invite you to go cuckoo in your cave today, safely and with community, to what extent feels good to you. But today we'll sink into this practice with equal parts play and grief, right? We bring it all. Whatever we need to bring to the table, it's here for us. And we'll move through our mantra just a few times with the drum and then keep going through our practice. Change the setting for the drum. Oh, sorry. To lean so wildly at y'all. Setting changed. Let's do the other audio. Deep breath in and out. I invite you to find a place to connect with your body if it feels good, whether that's hands at the heart space, in the lap, with each other, or just thinking of your body in contact with the surface beneath it, with the earth rising to support it. And in this moment, with our invitation, Ma Harriet arrives. Our ancestors, our protectors, our beloveds join us in this space. They join us in that same sense that we notice the wind around us when the breeze rolls across our face. The wind's still around me, even if it's blowing where I can't feel it, but every now and then I get to feel it, and it reminds me. This is the kind of presence or connection this practice helps me foster. And we'll move into a little visualization and then our main spiritual movement practice offering today and our closing. I invite you to drink some water if you need to, tend to your body, continue to check in. As always, everything's opt in, opt out. So if you want to journal for this part or, do something else, I really hope you feel guided by your own agency and whatever the moment is asking of you in your body right now. But as you settle into whatever posture you'd like to take up for a little visualization, you might let the eyes gently close or the gaze relax. Maybe checking in with whatever familiar tension points you have in your body. For me, jaw, shoulders, hips. As you breathe in and out, I'd like you to imagine somehow you're sitting out on a nice little small but safe island in the middle of a vast ocean, sea in every direction. You're not worried about being stuck out there. You know you're going to get home when you need to. There's no stranded feeling. Somehow it just feels right to be sitting on this little chunk of earth in the middle of the vast ocean, looking up at the sky or laying down, whatever feels right. Stand. You might hear the waves, the birds around you, gently rolling by. You feel the warmth of the sun. And as you look up at the sky, there's a big, fluffy white cloud right in front of the sun. It's a warm day, so it's not cold, but you just see the sun, the cloud being lit up by the sunlight behind it. As we start to take a few breaths in and out, we'll tap into some more of that wind harnessing today. So we notice first the cloud gently drifting slowly through the sky. We breathe in and out, feel the wind rolling over our skin. With a few breaths in and out, we start to imagine the wind as we breathe in, entering into the nose, and then going down the body, swirling through the belly on the inhale, filling us up all the way, filling up even the back. And then on the exhale, through the nose or mouth, we let out this wind back over the ocean, rolls over the seas, creating waves. It pushes out into the sky. That cloud starts to move across the sky slowly. The sun, maybe this is your big cloud, the sun was behind it, and it's starting to slowly move towards the edge, start to peek out. And as you continue to breathe in, fill yourself, circulate the wind, and breathe out, releasing whatever needs to be released, pushing that cloud across the sky. Until the full rays of the sun start to soak into your skin, almost like warm bathwater pouring over you. You continue to breathe. This time, with each in-breath, we fill ourselves, and on the out-breath, the cloud disperses just a little bit. We breathe in, letting the winds enter, and breathe out, letting our breath flow on, almost as if the breathing is happening without our mechanism, just rolling in and out with the wind, dispersing this cloud, letting the wisps of it float away. Perhaps it swirls into a couple smaller clouds before the sky completely clears. Perhaps the experience of the wind becomes a little more gentle with this clear sky. The breath trickling in the back of the nose and throat, almost saturating down into the center and flowing out gently again to rejoin the rest of the wind. This is a breath of Oyá, a breath of a mother of change, a breath of storm harnessing. Doesn't always have to be meeting the lightning in the fire. Sometimes it needs just one cloud at a time to be dispersed. Whatever your grief is asking for you, whatever this moment is asking from you, the winds of time and change, thinking of like Octavia Butler and like change being God and God being change. It makes sense why it can be so scary to be angry and to be in the driver's seat of your life, to be in a position of action, meeting grief and pain with witnessing. It can be hard to look at the world, to look at ourselves. and to see what needs to be done, to know what we have lost, what will be lost, to know what we deserve, to recognize the joy that's not here so we can build the bridges to what's coming, and also that everything is right here in the same breath. Like, even if we don't feel the breeze, the wind is always there, right? We are on this planet with an atmosphere and wind. This is our conditions. And so we can breathe with that, can become agents of the elements in a way that, for me, allows me to break form in the fact that this self isn't just this flesh and blood. Yes, it is, and it is also the trees, the wind, the rivers. And that ancient, like, knowing is also in me somewhere, you know? And maybe it's not accessible by the newer ways of knowing of me to put in words, but like there are ways to be wind. And so I hope that even if my ways don't connect with you, at least this could open you up to finding your ways to be. So we'll move through just a few moments, kind of a transition sound bath. I invite you to stretch, take some water or a journal, maybe think about what elements of change are you embodying? Maybe not so much the narratives. Go for the narrative if that's what feels right, but just like, what does change feel like in this? What's changing right now in you? What needs are changing and rising? And then we'll sing together and close out. Before, yes, let me fix the settings so you can hear the bells when I turn them on, and then we'll move through that and go forth. Sit with the winds. We sit with the mothers of change, of children of the graveyard, and I'll put the song we're going to sing in the chat. This is a Lukumi song. The explanation, definition, in the translation video I was watching was saying the quickest way to understand that is basically Yoruba with like Spanish colonial influences, still Yoruba, but like changed and the sounds are a little different, but the structure is the same. But this one, all right, I've got an all caps and a not all caps version because I've got mixed reviews on what's easier to read from everybody. But that is the song that we will sing, or I will sing, and I invite you to sing as well if you'd like to. And here is the translation. So instead of singing our spiritual today, this will be our spiritual today as a kind of offering song and really an invitation into that same idea of singing a like liberation song of coming home to yourself and to your whole lineage by moving and using your voice and feet and hands. And so this one, I guess I'll say it out loud so everybody knows how it's pronounced, but it's Ayaba Ọya Mi Ló Yá, which means Queen Oya says it's time. Oyá Milonga, Oya Iyewe, Kiowa Ile. That's Oya, the mother of children. Or Oya says it's time. Oya, the mother of children, for you to come home. Oya Milonga, Oya says it's time. So we'll sing it slowly. You know, I'm sure I will stumble through at points. Don't worry about your pronunciation. As always, I'm throwing 800 languages into the mix here because that is what it is to be a child of the diaspora grasping, at home. So we will sing in all of our languages. And for this one, um, we'll start still. You can visualize whatever sky feels appropriate to you. I won't tell you specifically, but perhaps you sit with the winds and breathing with them as we did with the one initial cloud as an example visualization earlier. And then there's also the invitation to move your body. Oya is there's like a lot of dances and songs to her, and in a lot of the dance embodiments, it's a lot of like moving in circles, like the wind and harnessing. So if you feel, some motion in your body, feel free to get up to let yourself be the breeze, whatever that means for you. Be the storm, be the stillness, whatever sky is in your horizon. Okay. Let me just change this briefly. Okay, now the sound will just work regular. Take a few breaths in and out. to see if you can feel the breath of your body. Feel yourself settling into the earth. Maybe return to your little island in the middle of the ocean. Perhaps you even imagine yourself as the sky entirely. No body, just the winds, the clouds, the rain. These cycles of change. We'll sing our song. Ayaba Ọya Mi Ló Yá, Oyá Milonga, Ọya iwe ki o aile, Oyá Milonga, Ọya ile iwe ki o aile. A nice smooth breath in and out. And just take a moment to swirl in your sky, whatever that means for you, to rest, to be refilled, to empty out. Thanks for diving into a little bit of a different song, spiritual vibe today. I have just been moving through such deep grief these past few months, and to be wind has been a really beautiful opportunity for flight and dreaming, and even just I'm literally moving spaces, so I'm like, change is afoot, and that is brings all that it brings. So I was happy to change it up a little bit today. And then for our second sit, which will be on the 30th of this month, we'll have one of our more traditional spirituals, and we'll keep on playing with that. But that is all for me today. Thank you so much for your practice. We dedicate the merit and of anything gained, intimacy felt, connection, coming home that we have felt today. We thank Oya, Mother of Children. We thank Ma Harriet and all of our ancestors. May we all practice in hopes of swift liberation. May we act upon what we need to be the change that is already being born, to shape it. End the recording.